Hi everyone, today we're on the putting green. I've had a few players in recently. They've been creating the energy in their putting stroke through some areas of the body that's not really helpful for us to deliver the club in the way we would like to. So when I talk about creating the energy, I mean that they're getting a little bit active in their hands, or maybe for some people a little bit in their lower body in their putting stroke. And even with really high level players, I still see on the 3D system a little bit too much of the hands, but also of the head through the putt as well. And every time I see those patterns, I typically then next start looking at how we can gravitate things towards really controlling the energy of the putt with the rib cage. And nearly always we start off with a simple drill. So I want to share that with you now. So first of all, I'd start off with the putter on the floor. And the drill itself is simply just to get you to used to the sensation of the rib cage moving independently of the pelvis. So we'll use the belt buckle as a reference to the pelvis, and also the head. For the head we can use the nose. Great little exercise to do in the mirror at home. Great little skill. It's very beneficial for your putting. So you can see here I've got my hands on the lower parts of my rib cage, and I'm just moving back and forth, and this area of the spine, say base of the neck down to bottom of the rib cage, that's our thoracic spine, and that's the part of the spine where we can actually have the opportunity to achieve most rotation. However, there's a couple of different elements that come into that to allow us to access our spine be able to move, or our rib cage be able to move the best way that it can. And when we can do that, we can really limit the excess movement in other areas of the body. Okay, so try that little exercise on its own. Just get the movement there. If you find that you're struggling getting that nice free movement, then here's a couple of pointers. I'd like you to, before you start the rotations, put your hands on the lower rib cage and just breathe in, and then breathe out nice and slow as if you were fogging up a window. And then that sensation of where the ribs are at the end of your exhale is a good sensation of where we would like the rib cage to be in the address position. That is actually, when we breathe out like that, it internally rotates our ribs, and it's that internal rib rotation position that allows our upper spine, or that thoracic spine, to have that nice round in the upper back area. And that is the position where we can achieve nice rotation in the rib cage, and then that allows us to keep other segments of our body much quieter. So play with those feels, then pick up your putter, and then same movement there, isolating lower body and just allowing the rib cage to move on its own, keeping belt buckle and nose quiet. I like to do it at the same tempo as my putting stroke, and you can see there the face is staying nice, and you can see there's not too much movement through the hands. And then after a couple of those, let's take that feel to the ball. So setup, obviously, absolutely key. I did put out a video a few weeks back, maybe a month ago, on setup position with a couple of important keys. So setup really key. Taking a nice breath before I take the putter head away. And then same feel. Okay, so if you feel like you've been picking up a bit of energy through wrists, maybe legs, head, give that one there a go. Make sure, obviously, again, make sure to also, if you feel like you need some cues with your setup, go back and look at my previous video on the keys to putting setup.